one, and it showed in her. It showed in aggression.
Mm.
I was the jealous type, but it showed in like passive aggressive and like retracting. So I would like shut down a lot.
Mhm.
I would keep my guard up when I would get jealous. She was the type to be very aggressive with her jealousy. And
Really?
she like vocalized it,
Mhm.
verbalized it in a
Right.
very like, direct, aggressive, dominant
Mm.
way. I
Mhm.
was more so jealous, but kind of kept it to myself and made me even just more insecure and just like
Okay, that it would
kept
show up
me,
in some insecurities and stuff like
yeah,
that. Mhm.
exactly. And then I would just be passive aggressive.
Passive aggressive about it. Right, right.
Mhm.
Two different people.
Yeah.
Sure. Mm. And I guess eventually, how did you guys decide to call it quits?
I cheated on her multiple times.
Mm.
Yeah.
Was that did you cheat because you wanted to call it quits, or did you cheat just because it because of impulse or whatever, or anything else? Because it's something that we discussed a couple episodes ago.
Mhm.
Um, people, is there anything? Do you think there's anything called revenge cheating? Like people cheat just for for revenge. Like say someone cheats on you, and you feel the need. You're hurt obviously, so you feel
Yeah.
the need to. Is that a thing? Is that even a thing, or is it just an excuse to cheat?
Mm, I think you can make it a thing. You can make anything a thing.
True.
One, so I definitely think people would like to so the way okay, I know what I'm trying to say.
Mm,
In order for people to not hold themselves accountable, they will make that a thing.
mm.
When they know, like people know cheating is fucked up. Cheating is
Mhm.
cheating, cheating is wrong.
Right,
As a
exactly.
cheater myself, I
Mhm.
knew what I was doing was wrong.
What's wrong? Of
Did
course,
it, I did it anyway.
right, exactly. Mhm.
The thing is with revenge cheating, if you
But
don't
you
want to
can
hold
you can you
yourself
can do it
accountable,
anyway, and then use it as an excuse to say, okay, well, you did this.
exactly.
So
And then I just feel like that's just you're just emotionally immature if that's the standpoint that you use.
mm, true, true. So do you think that was the demise of the relationship? The cheating, or there was other stuff, that went on that caused it?
I mean, the underlying issue, and I've talked about this with myself, I've talked this with my, therapist. The underlying issues was just that I didn't love myself. I did not love myself at all. I did not know how to communicate my emotions effectively. I
Mhm,
didn't know how to verbalize what I needed. I didn't know what healthy love was at
mhm,
all. And I also knew that I used sex a lot.
mhm,
So in my relationship with her, that showed up the most. The fact that I did not love myself at all. I did not know how to communicate what I needed, from her at all.
mhm,
And that I just was using sex.
mm,
So there was moments where I felt like when our sex wasn't good, I would
mm.
have sex with somebody else because I tied my worth to sex.
I see. Um, in terms of when you said, in terms of being unfaithful and stepping out on your relationship, do you think, because I mean, I'm sure you have other relationships, do you think that it was because of a lack in that relationship, or it was just because it was just more personal
It
than
was just more
it was
personal.
more personal?
Yeah, it was definitely more personal. Looking back, like, I was just I wasn't say I was a terrible person, but I just did not know who I was. And there was just so many things I had to unpack. And I projected so much of my insecurities onto her, and I was looking at her in a way to kind of save me. But once I realized that's of course impossible, it,
Mhm.
started to make me act out.
You had to save yourself.
Exactly. And shit, I was 18, 19. I didn't
Well,
recognize that. I didn't know how to have conversations like that.
right. And what I realize is that a lot of women, when it happens that sometimes their man or their boyfriend would cheat on them,
Mhm.
they would internalize it as something that they're lacking from them.
Yeah.
But that's not always the case,
Not at
especially
all.
when it comes to men cheating on women, because men and women cheat for different reasons, right?
Mhm.
In terms of men cheat, for obviously different reasons, but it doesn't always have to be a lack on the part of the on the part of the woman, you know.
Yeah.
So it could just be that, that their own stuff that they're dealing with,
Yeah.
their own
100%.
urge to their own inability to control their urges and stuff like that. Doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily, but a lot of times, um women can internalize that and feel like it's a lack, like they're lacking something, so that's why you go in
Yeah.
this way,
Mhm.
but that's not always the case, as you said.
No, not at all. Not at all. And I think that's what we need to kind of steer away from, that stigma, because there's just so many things. Like, people do things that is not personal. I know it feels personal,
Mhm.
but they really are doing it because they're fucked up inside. It has nothing to do with you. Like,
True.
because that's what was the case for me. I was so fucked up inside. I was so dark. I was so angry. I didn't love myself like at all. So that made me act out. It had nothing to do with my partner and, what
Mhm.
my ex was doing. It was simply the fact that I did not love myself and I was tying my sense of worth to sex. So when I felt like our sex wasn't good, I felt like I was worthless. So I had to find a way to feel worthy again. And
Mhm.
the only way that I, thought that I would be able to feel worthy was to have sex,
Mhm.
whether it was with her or with somebody else.
Mhm. Got it.